what are the biggest cost considerations are there when migrating SQL Server to the cloud?
Yeah, the biggest cost considerations really come down to just a few things: the licensing, the compute cost, the storage cost, and then data transfer cost. So compute cost can vary based on the instance size selection and pricing models. So both Azure, AWS, and most of the cloud providers offer options to reduce those expenses through, in the Azure case of Azure, is Azure Reservations, where you prepay for a VM in like 1 or 3 year terms and save you a significant amount of money. And then there's also Azure Savings Plans, where you have more flexibility based upon a committed hourly spend. And same with AWS, you have what they call the compute savings plan. If you commit to a fixed compute spend, and you can use any instance type, or if you know exactly the region and the instance type you're going to use, then it has to be called like a instance AWS EC2 instance savings plan, which can even save you more money. Say the storage is another critical component. So you have lots of options in the cloud, from premium SSDs and provision IOPS, which all can drive up the cost. So really you have to balance the performance versus the expense, and that's the key, is to make sure you're not over provisioning, but also provisioning what you need. Then data transfer and backups, you can't overlook those expenses. So moving data between regions, or anytime you're moving data out of a region, is going to incur an additional expense. So replicating databases for high availability or backup or disaster recovery are going to, again, introduce those expenses. And then finally, licensing. It's often the most significant expense, particularly for those using SQL Server Enterprise Edition.